Hi everybody, it's Mike and Brenda Baker again, and we are going through a series of videos that are the 10 commandments of mixed family parenting, mixed families. And today's title is Your Family's Game-Changing Habits.
All right, so your family's game-changing habits. These are big things that you need to do as a family. Okay,
Yes.
I think too many families, they get in this habit of, well, we have to keep a routine, we have to play small, we have to do small. These kids, they work best when they have a routine. No, you do best when they have a routine, okay? You really need to step outside the box on this one. So, number one, on families' game-changing habits, quality time away more than once a year. Anybody can take a 2-week vacation. Anybody can save up for 3 years and go to Disneyland. Anybody, okay, we're talking quarterly, maybe even more. Now, you're like, I can't get away quarterly. Whoa. Can you go camping for a weekend? Can you see, these are things that can be big deals, but don't make it convenient. Drive a little further.
Yeah.
Take a 2-week trip twice a year. It's all about planning, but the quality time away needs to be away, not, oh, let's have a staycation. No. Staycations are for boring people. Don't be boring people, okay? My wife would tell you that I'm somewhat boring, but I'm not a staycation guy, all right? I still like to get out.
Well, and when you take the time and the effort to make sure that at least quarterly you're going away as a family, it really reconnects you. And I really hope that throughout all of this coronavirus issue, that people start learning to be more connected, to be more noticing more the people around them. I really, really hope that our country really learns a good lesson from this, because there's a lot of really wonderful things that can come from this whole thing. I'm not saying I'm happy about anyone who's sick. I'm just saying I think it's really going to have a positive effect, but we need to do the work.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole point of that is it gives your kids something to look forward to. It gives your family something to look forward to every quarter. It doesn't have to be just 2 days. Take a longer weekend. Leave on a Thursday, come back on a Monday. All right. Most families can take that kind of hit if they plan for it. Okay. And trust me, you will be happy that you did it. You'll come back a little refreshed, everybody. Now, after the coronavirus thing, you guys are probably like, man, if I don't see any people in this house for another 6 months, that's going to be too soon. But we're talking quality time, not stuck in the house time.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
Which brings us into our second one, which a lot of you guys are probably figuring out pretty quickly right now. Granted, I know your kids have been home for a few days now, and you're probably ready to kill them, and that's okay. And it's probably the same way the other way. But we want to move into what we've talked about before, which is Family Day. Family Day is exceptionally important.
Right. And so the whole concept of Family Day is it is a day where you come together just as a family. You don't let friends, as our kids got to be older, we did allow them to have a girlfriend. We had all boys, so we did allow the girlfriends and fiancés to take part in it, of course. But when they were younger, no friends were allowed to come over. That was not a time it was definitely a time that we set aside just for each other. And we didn't let anything come into, a family emergency would be about the only thing that would
change our plans for that.
Right. So very important. It's one of the foundational principles of blending a family together.
Yeah.
Because you need that extra amount of time to get to know each other. You didn't know each other before. And maybe you're learning this now that you didn't even really know your kids, which we all get busy. It's understandable, but just see the positives in this situation.
So just keep in mind, Family Day needs to be once a week.
Yes.
That's something I'm going to hold firm to, because, and I can already see some of you rolling your eyes, once a week, but we have soccer and we have this and we have this. Well, right now you don't have anything. So I want you to think in that mindset for a second. What's more important than your family time? Soccer, sports, Boy Scouts, I don't care what it is. That's not family time. That's something you participate in with your kids, but your kids are not there for family time. They're there for something else. Okay? Really what I've seen abused the most is sports. People calling, we have our family time during baloney. I'm calling baloney. That's absolute bullcrap. Family time is concerted effort toward one another, doing something together. These days, you can do something in the house. These days, you can go play golf, or that's something they like to do. I just walk along because I'm not much of a golf player. But I'm there, okay? My wife doesn't like to fish, but when we go fishing on a family day, she's there. Yep. She doesn't fish.
But I do enjoy the time with the family.
But she's there.
And we have some of the most amazing conversations, which is what I love about being out in nature together.
Yeah. So once a week, I'm telling you, once a week. If it's any more, you're going to find a reason to bump it. Yes. So make it one specific day and don't compromise on it for anything.
And for us, sorry if I interrupted you. And for us, it was always after church. From, we would go to church Sunday morning, and then all the time after that would be our family time.
Right.
Sometimes the grandparents would take part in it, but usually not. Usually it was just our family focusing on each child, focusing on one another, and just really being together, being one, hearing what the others, I was a stay-at-home mom, but there was still things that came up in that family day that I had no clue about. And I was there every single day, and I was very purposeful in my time with the boys. But you can still miss things because you do get busy. And so see it as a positive thing. Do some extra interesting things. One of the things that we like to do was every once in a while we would have what we called fancy dinner night. And we would all get dressed up in our best clothes, if you want, if you will, and we would make something more special. And it was really fun. Everybody helped. And after he came home from Iraq, another thing that we did was we did an Iraqi style meal. Yep. He had gotten authentic Iraqi recipes, and we ate it on the floor.
Actually, it was one authentic Iraqi recipe. Yeah, it was a lentil stew.
Those are just what we did.
Yeah.
Make it your own, and do take the time to figure out what your kids want to do. Sometimes we would also do things like one of our kids would say, "Hey, let's go do this." Okay. And it was always positive.
So, and for those of you, not everybody that's watching this is going to be church going, and that's fine.
Yeah.
However, if you're not church going, that means you have more time. Okay? So, figure it out.
Right.
All right. Which leads us to number 3, memories over stuff. All right. So I'm going to say something controversial here. If your kid had never gotten a cell phone, what would they be doing right now? They wouldn't be complaining about not having a cell phone. They'd be doing something else, like running in the yard. Now, a lot of you are like, well, they'd be under my feet and that's where they belong. Okay. Look, they're your kids. They're there for you to teach. So memories over stuff. All right. Family day, it's about memories. Vacations, they're about memories. Taking big leaps as a family, which we'll talk about in some other videos. Big leaps, like business type leaps. Those are family things. Those are things they'll remember. All right. Your kid doesn't remember the day that they got the coolest new phone.
No.
Because they're already looking at the next phone. They're not going to remember the day that they went out and bought their favorite video game because they've already decided what the next video game is. But they will always remember that day fishing. They'll always remember that awesome camping trip. They'll always remember, remember that time we did that craft on family day, or the day we did fancy dinner night, or the day they remember those things. And those are worth way more for the family. And like I said, these are not just remarriage things, but marriage things. But the dynamic is so much different in blended families that these things are even more of a necessity in the standard, which we've talked about in other videos.
Right. And so as your kids get older, what you're going to start noticing when you do value memories over stuff is they will too. A lot of the times, and they will with their kids. Now, a funny story that I have to share about camping. I hate tent camping. Hate it. I've done it for years. I loved our campers, but a couple years ago we sold our camper. And so last summer we went on our first camping trip again after having a camper for many years, and it was terrible. I was cold the whole time because our sleeping bags aren't great because we used to have a heater. But at the same time, it's memories. And our middle son he was the one that made me feel kind of guilty in the fact that I didn't want to go camping since we didn't have a camper.
Yeah.
And he was like, Mom, those are some of my best memories of when I was a kid, is all the camping that we did and the exploring. And I have to be honest, even though I was cold, it was still excellent family time, and I'm very grateful that we ended up doing that, and we plan to do a lot more this summer.
Yep.
You better buy me a better sleeping bag. But memories over stuff is also something that we have carried on with our grandchildren.
Yeah.
We choose because they've got a lot of grandparents, a lot. Not only are their grandparents alive, obviously us, and then our daughter-in-law's parents,
Yeah.
but they also have great-grandparents.
That are still alive.
I feel like one of them has a great-great. I don't remember.
Anyway,
but
there's a lot of grandparents.
There's a lot of grandparents involved, and so I'm sorry, kids do not need every single toy. And honestly, one of our kids, they have so much stuff because they have so many kids that it's overwhelming to them. And so a long time ago, we chose to only do experiences. We pay for some sort of a event that the kid really wants to do that the parents can't afford. And it's something that my parents did for our kids. And honestly, we wouldn't have been able to afford any of the activities. As they got older, we started making more money. But when they were young, we had no money. So, anywho, do you have anything else to add? Okay, so that's it for today. We hope that you are going to really enjoy the 10 commandments of mixed families, and hope you enjoyed this video. So we will talk to you again soon. Bye.